Hi, everyone. It's Sarah from the Support Worker Store podcast. Today, I am your host, your only host. So, let's dive into something that's been a bit of a hot topic. And I see you guys slide in and out of my DMs about. So, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about today about social media and specifically how I built and how I grew my Instagram following, my social media following in particular for the Support Worker Store. Because let's be honest, it's about time that I spill the beans, pretty much. So, spoiler alert, I'll be honest, I'm going to be very upfront with you all. It hasn't been easy. It has been really hard, but it's been worth it. So, let's chat about the journey that I've been on so far. And it has me looking at it maybe a little bit differently. And you might be able to pick up some inspiration for your own social media adventure, especially in this NDIS sector that we're in. And it's a crazy one. Like, how do we do it with care? Because care, it doesn't I don't know, like, it's not that cool. Like, it's just providing care to another person. So how do you make care interesting to an audience? All right, so here's the deal. I have been running the Support Worker Store for 2 years, the social media account for 2 years, because I am the number one owner of the Support Worker Store. So it means that hot and heavy 2 years straight without any breaks, I have been posting content on social media. And it was pretty much all for Instagram. I haven't like I've got Facebook, but it's I don't know. I wasn't getting the same type of loving that Instagram has given me. So it's been pretty good most days, and I must say that I have grown my account to 3,500 followers. I think it is around there, which has been kind of amazing because, to be honest, I'm in a full blown niche, Sarah. Niche. I'm in a full blown niche. So now that Instagram, so now let's talk about Instagram. What about the other platforms? Yes, I have other platforms. I have TikTok. I have, and like, I've been hot and cold with TikTok. Facebook, it does the double to me. Like, whatever I post on Instagram turns up in Facebook, but my Instagram following seems to have done better than my Facebook following. Yep. LinkedIn, I have been dabbling around with, which has been a little bit fun because I've been doing things a little bit different that I can't do on Instagram. So I'll go through it with you. All right. What I'm doing and how I'm doing it and why no platform is the same. And then I have had a little bit of a tweak, and it has been a learning curve for YouTube. So let's just say I've been dabbling in a couple of platforms to try to get it right. And I'm still trying to work it out, the processes of how to do it, because I feel like I've got Instagram down pat. The other ones take a little bit more tweaking, and millennial Sarah needs to learn a little bit more. Yeah, I'll be the first to say it. So I won't sugarcoat it. It is hard work. It's working on content. It is planning content. It is trying to get engaging content. It is tweaking the strategies. But my takeaway has always been consistency. And I was in a social media chat group the other day, and they were talking about, what are you most proud of? And I said, the most proud thing that I have for 2024 is that I have been posting content every day for 2024, whether it be a post, a reel, a story. I have been doing something on my account. I haven't let it just slide, pretty much. And then it dawned on me that isn't, apparently, that isn't normal. And some people really quite struggle with content. And to be honest, the NDIS and support work gives me a lot to work with. And I think that's because I've got this creative brain that allows me to see opportunities and what I can create. But this isn't for everyone. And it is some real hard yakka for people that can't think of, like that, to think of content that is easy to come along. So I get it. It is, I will say it's hard work. And then I know that coming into 2025, right, Sarah, I need more time, more family time, more time to be present when I'm at home. So there's got to be an easier way to do this. So Sarah, being as handy as she is, and I knew that, like, what I wanted to achieve, yeah, because I wanted to achieve content that was educational, inspirational, and a bit of fun. So I knew that for the inspiration part, right, I can knock out a shitload of quotes. Let's be honest. Like, I could knock down a shitload of quotes that are NDIS related, and I can put them on Canva and then create through Canva the content planner. Look, the content planner on Canva is okay. It's not the best. You can use other ones, but for me, being the Instagram girl that I am, I just use Canva. So when I was doing all that, it meant that 2025, I so far have content most days, and that's because I've got those inspirational quotes that people like. Because, when you read an inspirational quote, you're like, yes, I shall seize the day in my NDIS career, or yes, I am an NDIS boss babe. I've got this, yeah? So these type of stuff is, like to get people up and going, yeah? Like, this feels really good. But then I've also got that element that I need educational. So then you'll notice that if you're looking at a lot of my carousels, they're educational, and they're educational because what's coming up on the NDIS, my how-tos are all in the carousels. And the reason why I put them in carousels is that carousels are counted the same as reels on Instagram. So it means that all the information I put in carousels, people are watching them as a reel on Instagram. So that works perfect for me. And then, so what I do then is that I create content on the fly. My carousels are on the fly. It might be that I'm watching one of my kids play sports and an idea will come up and I'll start writing it down and then shaping it how I would want it to look on a carousel. It might be something I see on a Facebook chat group thinking, babe, I can tackle this, yeah? It might be that the NDIS has changed something, so I want to explain it to you guys in a way that is educational, but we actually get it because, oh my God, the jargon in this sector at times is so overwhelming. So I look at it like at times I don't get it. So it's trying to break down the information so I could understand it. And the way that I understand it, I just present it to you guys, hoping that it, resonates with you and you too can understand what is happening next in this sector. So I've got that part there. But then also, guys, we got the fun part. And the fun part for me on Instagram is always being the stories. It is asking the questions, it is the polls. It is that where I can make like glitter like pop out of the screen. It's really cool. Like, I love that stuff. I get entertained. But anywho, that type of stuff. But also things will come on the fly and I just create it because it makes sense to me and I'm intrigued or I'm educated or I'm inspired or I'm entertained and I want to deliver it to you. So that's what I've been doing for the last couple of months, is trying to make sure that I've got enough content for 2025 that if I want a day off, I can. For me to create the quotes and stuff, that took a whole, I reckon, 12 hours straight. Yep, 12 hours, not straight, but like over a couple of nights to get it done and upload it into the content planner. So you guys have got it. It's not going anywhere and it just runs and generates its time. By me doing that, it means that I have been able to focus on other areas of the support worker store that needed a little bit more oomph. And like when I say other areas of support worker store, social media, because now I'm trying to tackle and have a look at how do I use YouTube, because we know that people are logging onto YouTube and watching it on TVs like in the background on the how-to. So how do I move my stuff to YouTube so I can deliver more educational content to support workers and small businesses in that sector? I've got that part there, right? But also I'm trying to figure out, all right, now I'm coming along for the ride. Like, Instagram's fantastic, but a lot of the people that I'm contacting with when it comes to NDIS businesses are the content person that oversees it. So I had to steer to LinkedIn because I know that I'm going to get straight to the person. I'm not talking to the content creator. I'm talking straight to the business owner, the support worker, and I'm getting a bit more there. So that's been absolutely excellent for me too. But then I've got YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. Look, I'm not doing anything outrageous or particular on TikTok. In the TikTok land, or the TikTok, I should say, Millennial Sarah will talk about. In TikTok, what I am doing is just promoting what I'm doing on Instagram, those videos, and I'm changing it around for TikTok. What I am changing in every platform that I am posting my content on is the way that it's spoken, the language in between, like the posts, because what I post on Instagram is completely different to what I can post on TikTok. From TikTok to LinkedIn, completely different. Each platform has a different way that they communicate with their audience in the post. I have had to change it around a lot so I can actually deliver to that audience the best way possible. So yeah, there is a lot of that. So you're probably wondering, let me give you some stuff too while I'm here. I'm going to get on the good old iPhone. I don't have an iPhone, Sarah. Why did I say that? I have an Oppa. I'm an Oppa girl. Living in my Oppa world. Sorry. All right. Let me show you my professional board because there's some really interesting stuff that I find really intriguing. What I will say is that I have played with Instagram ads. Hot and cold. Yes and no, moments of. I'm still trying to tweak that part there because I've done a lot of this to be organically. And the way that I have been able to build myself organically is that I have added other organizations, independents onto Instagram on purpose. So they follow back and we're having conversations and I get to meet people, because besides being on Instagram, I still have to communicate people in real life and actually physically see them. So we got that part there, yeah? So I need to get these relationships going. Yeah. Let me go to it so I can show you about how important it is to talk to your audience. Every time somebody puts a comment on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, wherever it may be, please make sure you respond to their comment. So you've got that, like it generates something, and not like, oh, thanks, babe. Like a little bit more like, oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate your comment. I've seen what you've done. Or if they are doing things like this, make sure that you go into their DMs. Like you slide into those DMs like a 19-year-old on Tinder. Yes, that's the best way I could describe this. Yeah, keep your pictures to yourself. All right, so profiles. For my profile on Instagram, what I have noticed is that a lot of my interactions are actually from females. So my audience practically are females. My audience, okay. Oh, look at this. Sorry. I got to show you this part here. I'm not quite sure if you can see it all. But it appears that Sydney and Melbourne are actually 19.1. It's split in the middle. So next conversation that we have, guys, might be which city I see the most. The next part here is the age ranges, which is really interesting because each platform has a preferred age. And for me in Instagram, my best audience members are between the ages of 35 to 44. Next is 25 to 34. And followed by 45 to 54, followed by 18 to 24, which makes a lot of sense because my TikTok peeps are much younger here. All right, so here I'm going to talk about gender because it's really important as well, because you'll notice that some of my posts that I put is boss babe. And the reason why I post this NDIS boss babe is that 80.2% are female and 17.9% are male. So it means that my audience, and knowing the audience that I have on Instagram, are female. It's interesting. I know it's like this data stuff, but anywho, yes, I love that stuff. Yeah. So I've got all this type of stuff going in the background. So it means that I know what I'm delivering to my audience, who my audience is. So it appears that when I talked about the age and gender, I am talking to other Sarahs like me that own NDIS businesses. And yes, if you're an independent support worker, you are a business owner. Congratulations. Ta-da. So if you're looking to build more into your social media, like on Instagram in particular, I do run a schools group, which is called the NDIS Brat Pack. My name is Sarah. I am your brat leader. And I put all my social media like gifts there, all my social media training, what I would do, what content I would post, all in the classroom. So if you're interested, you're welcome to join. I'll put the link in the description below for you to, if you'd like to join. It is $5, which is practically a cost of a coffee a month. And all my good stuff. I was going to say good. Yeah. All my good shit. Yeah. All right. So that was a lot there. Yeah. So if you're running an NDIS business on social media and on Instagram in particular, please note it does take a long time. This has taken me 2 years of blood, sweat, and tears and consistent learning, because I haven't quite seen anyone use social media and Instagram in particular the way that I do it. And I don't know if that's like a Sarah thing or it's whether it's a business thing. I'm not quite sure. But what I would avoid if I was running a social media page for another organization, a company, or yourself, I would stay away from stock images. That's images that everybody uses in the NDIS, and maybe AI images as well, because they don't look truthful, and people trust people. So that brings me on to my next topic. If you're an independent and you're, listening to this podcast today, my best advice to you is put your beautiful face out there, because people buy from people, and we're in a business that we have to turn up for people. So they want to see you. Our NDIS participants want to see you. Their families, the support coordinators want to see you, because use your social media like a resume. If I was an independent, I would be using it as a resume of the things that I could offer. I use my highlights of what I could do, the skill sets that I've got. And this is also with consent, guys. This is consent from our NDIS participants if they are going to feature on your social media pages as well. So there is a way to build yourself. It's going to sound so cliche, but like personal branding. If you're a business The people that you have, show your support workers, show the people that you serve, show who runs the business, the whys. Why are you here? Because people are intrigued about the story, like the story that you could tell, the receipts, like the wins that you've had. This type of stuff on social media, people are just going to eat that up because it's so entertaining. And it's entertaining because then people are watching you in real life, whether it's a reel and saying, God, you know what? I wouldn't mind that person supporting me. I'm just going to give so and so a call up, and it makes a hell of a difference. So, my advice to you is stay away from stock images on in the NDIS sector, because that's the clearest way to say that you don't have any participants, or that, I don't know, it just feels really stiff. The content's stiff, and people want to be educated and want to be seen. So it's not about stiffness. They want more from you and they want to see you, which gives me the next point as well. Somebody asked me, "Oh, how about growing?" Well, to be honest, I haven't. Like, if you go to my Instagram, you'll notice that I haven't just been selling, because I've got like 29 books on Amazon, all communication based, and you barely see it. I've got schools, which I, tell people to go join schools if you want to learn more. But a lot of the stuff that I am giving you is content because I have put myself out there and I've delivered content of things that I know as like an NDIS support worker guru. Yep, you need to be a guru in your sector or your niche or what you deliver, because that's going to get more. If you can display that on social media in a way that, yes, I am a guru for people that require more support after they leave hospital or things like that. Like, if you can put that down, put a couple of carousels together, Bob's your uncle. Not quite, but what I'm saying is there's no quick fix to this. You could go ahead and, like, I've heard of people buying their audience, but I will be honest with you, when you buy an audience to get your peeps up, it does you no good, because they're people that you don't want. You don't know them. They're not going to ever buy from you. They're not going to ever want your services. They're never going to inquire about you. They're not going to generate conversations. If you're looking for a number, look away. Don't bother with the number of people that are following you. Bother about what you are delivering, because you don't need a big audience. You just need an audience of people that are really engaged with your content and that are your true customers. That is it. And it can be done. So if this resonates with you guys, if you're interested in learning more, yep, join Skools. I'm Sarah, your host today. Thank you so much for letting me to talk about Instagram in this way. If you've got any questions, slide into the DMs, join. Thank you so much, and I hope you got a lot out of this. Have a lovely day. Bye for now, guys.